page number 22 in your booklets. And the verses will be projected on the screen, on both the screens. बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। एकमेवाक्षरं यस्तु गुरुः शिष्यं प्रबोधयेत्, पृथिव्यां नास्ति तद्द्रव्यं यद्दत्त्वा चानिनो भवेत्। अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटम् जिघांसया पाययदप्य साध्वी, लेभे गतिं धात्र्युचितां ततोऽन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम। नमः कमलनाभाय, नमः कमलमालिने, नमः कमलपादाय, नमस्ते कमलेक्षण। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं, यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै, तग्वं ह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं, मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Eternal seekers of divine bliss. Yesterday I had started the explanation of some of the couplets from Shyama Shyam Geet, and this evening we will take up some more verses filled with nectar, and they have to do with Gopi Prem. That is the theme for tonight, the love that the gopis have for Shri Krishna. श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम
We sing and clap as you sing.
लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
देखो एक अनहोनी गोकुल ग्रामा, नाचे ब्रह्मतारी पे नचावे ब्रजबामा।
देखो एक अनहोनी गोकुल ग्रामा नाचे ब्रह्म तारी पे नचावे ब्रज बामा
नाचे ब्रह्म तारी पे नचावे ब्रज बामा
नाचे ब्रह्म तारी पे नचावे ब्रज बामा
गोपी प्रेम महिमा जाने ब्रज बामा ब्रह्म पाछे पाछे घूमे बिक्यू बिनु दामा
गोपी प्रेम महिमा जाने ब्रज बामा ब्रह्म पाछे पाछे घूमे बिक्यो बिनु दामा
ब्रह्म पाछे पाछे घूमे बिक्यो बिनु दामा
ब्रह्म पाछे पाछे घूमे बिक्यो बिनु दामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
When we hear the word Gopi, automatically we start thinking of the greatest devotees of Shri Krishna. The gopis who are the greatest personalities. The gopis whose foot dust is desirable to even Brahma, the creator. So the gopis' love is so great that everything has turned upside down. The Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, He whose Maya, whose energy Maya, power Maya, makes everyone dance to its tune, is now dancing to the clapping sounds of the gopis. He is dancing and they're making him dance. They're clapping, these gopis are clapping, and the Supreme Brahma is dancing to the beat of their claps. So the one who makes everyone dance to his tune, he himself is controlled by love, and therefore the gopis have made him dance to their tune. So everything is upside down. Gopi Prem Mahima Jane Brajbama Brahma Pache Pache Ghume Bikyo Binudama. The glory of the gopis' love is known only to the gopis themselves. Controlled by their love, the Supreme Lord runs after them like a purchased slave. It is as if the gopis have purchased him and he will do their bidding. He will do whatever they want him to do. So again, everything is upside down. He is the Lord, yet he becomes a servant. And this is what happens time and time again whenever love comes before the Lord. In Bhagwan Ram's avatar kal, when Bhagwan Ram had descended to earth, he also accepted defeat before his devotees. There was a woman called Shabri. She came from what people call a low caste, and she was looked down upon, but she was although financially very poor, yet devotionally she was extremely wealthy. And she was waiting for Bhagwan Ram to appear. She was waiting for him to visit her in her humble little cottage. And she loved him so much that she would pick wild fruits from the trees, and she would make sure that to keep only the sweet ones, and she would taste each and every fruit. If it was sour, she would discard it. If it was sweet, she would keep it in a basket for him. She waited for him every day. And the Supreme Lord always responds to love. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham, Bhagavad Gita. Shri Krishna says, as the devotee loves me, so do I love the devotee. So he loves the devotee just as much as the devotee loves him. Shabri was longing to see him, and Bhagwan Ram could not hold himself back. He visited her, and there she was giving him tasted fruits. She was tasting the fruits to make sure that he did not get a bad fruit. And all the concept of not offering him something you have tasted yourself, that is a no-no. You don't give tasted food to God. In fact, you offer it to God first. Food was offered just a while ago over here. So you offer food to God and request him to eat it, and then that food becomes prasad, meaning grace, and then we accept it. So the food that's offered over here, it will go into the dining hall. It will be mixed with the rest of the food that has been prepared. So the entire food, the entire pot of vegetables or dal or rice, it all becomes God's grace, prasad. And then we take it. We accept it. But here, Bhagwan Sri Ram is tasting, he's accepting the prasad from his devotee. Because when it comes to love, the Supreme Lord forgets his almightiness. He forgets that he's the Almighty Lord. And he thinks, I am a servant. And he thinks of the servant to be the master. In the Ramayana, it is also said, Prabhu tarutar kapi darupar. The devotees, the vanars, they were in the form of monkeys, and they are sitting on the branches of the tree, and Bhagwan Ram is sitting under the tree. That again is a no-no. You don't sit at a higher level than your master and your Lord. But the Lord does not remember that he's the Lord, and the servants they're not aware that they're doing anything wrong. They also are lost in love. So of all the great powers that exist, love is the greatest of all. And it brings God under its control. The gopis are experts in loving him. They love him with every pore of their being. They live for him. They die for him. Anything that they do is for his sake. So the gopis are making him dance to their tune. गोबर उठावे सिर श्याम सुख धामा गाल में गोबर को टीका दे बामा
गोबर उठावे सिर श्याम सुख धामा गाल में गोबर को टीका दे बामा
गाल में गोबर को टीका दे बामा
गाल में गोबर को टीका दे बामा
गोपी प्रेम महिमा देखो ब्रज धामा गारी हित पूर्ण ब्रह्म छेड़े ब्रज बामा
गोपी प्रेम महिमा देखो ब्रज धामा गारी हित पूर्ण ब्रह्म छेड़े ब्रज बामा
ब्रज नारी गारी सुनी कहा सुख धामा क्या कहा पुनि कहू सुना नाही बामा
ब्रज नारी गारी सुनी कहा सुख धामा क्या कहा पुनि कहूँ सुना नहीं बामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गौरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गौरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
A gopi asks little Kanhaiya for help, and he asks, what kind of help do you need? She says, I want to fill this gobar, this cow dung, I want to fill it into baskets, so help me, will you? And he said, why should I help you? She said, because I will pay you. What kind of payment? And the gopi knows that little Kanhaiya, little Krishna, is very fond of milk and anything to do with milk. So she says, I will give you makhan. I will give you fresh butter that I have churned myself. For every basket you help me fill, I will give you one fistful of amazing, freshly churned butter. So he agrees to this. And he starts doing the work. But then he says, stop. And she asks, what's wrong? But how will we keep account of how much how much work I have done? Because you see, I don't know how to count, and you're also illiterate. You don't know how to count either. So the gopi says, that's not a problem. We will get somebody to count for us. Here's what I'll do. I will take a little gobar, and I will put a little cow dung mark on your forehead, and for every basket you fill, and then after the work is done, we will get someone educated to count, and then I will pay you accordingly. And little Krishna says, "Theek hai, okay." He's good with that. So every time he fills a little basket, she puts a little tilak, little mark of cow dung on his forehead. But his forehead is so small, he is himself small, so she runs out of space. Then she moves on to the cheeks, the left cheek, the right cheek. And then the work is done. And then the gopi takes him home, and she says, we will get someone to count, and I will pay you. He says, okay. And he gets home, he goes to her house, and he says, where's my payment? She says, wait, first I have to churn the curd and make the butter. Do you think I have butter ready? I will have to churn the curd. You sit here in front of me, and I will churn the curd, and then I'll pay you. She's very intelligent, very smart, because she wants to see him. She wants to have his darshan. She wants to be looking on at him as she does the work, and it will take some time to make that makhan, that butter. So that is her trick. And little Kanhaiya doesn't understand this. And then she says, oh, Kanhaiya, why don't you go wash your face? It's looking very dirty. And unsuspectingly, Kanhaiya just goes and washes his face. And then she says, and then he asks for payment. Pay me. And she asks, excuse me? And he says, well, don't you remember our agreement? What agreement? That we were going to get someone to count oh my goodness. You tricked me. I washed all the tilak marks from my face, and his eyes became a little moist. But the gopi did not let the tears fall from his eyes. She said, Kanhaiya, I am just joking with you. You can have as much makhan as you want. I'll give you 2 big potfuls of butter. It's all yours. I make it just for you. So the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is a Lord of uncountable universes, the one who has countless Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar under his control, he is a slave for the gopi, and the gopi says, help me with the cow dung, and he helps. And Shri Maharaji says, Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj says, how can the glory of the gopis' love for Shyam Sundar be described in words? It's impossible. Controlled by their love, the Supreme Lord teases them only to hear words of rebuke from them. He'll pull chunari from Gopi, he will pull her on her braid, he'll do something to annoy her, and then she will scold him and she will rebuke him. And he loves those words. Maharaji used to say, you know, if you're eating sweets all the time, then you've been eating sweets for a while, then you say, I want something salty, I want something savory, I want something spicy. So Shri Krishna is always hearing words of praise. The Vedas are praising him, the sages and rishis and munis, they're always praising him. So he says, I want some gali. I want some words of rebuke. And the gopis scold him lovingly, and he loves that. He loves those words. And listening to the gopi rebuking him, he says, what did you say? He pretends he's hard of hearing. Because when he says, what did you say? I didn't hear you, she'll have to repeat those words. And he says, I didn't hear you. Say it again. Kya kaha? What did you say? He says to her, Puni kahu. Say it again. Suna nahi Vama. Oh Gopi, I didn't hear you. That is his trick. Sakari khor jani chheda karo Bama. Gari kaise mile puni kahe sukh dhama.
साकरी खोर जनी छेड़ा करो बामा गारी कैसे मिले पुनी कहे सुख धामा
साकरी खोर जनी छेड़ा करो बामा गारी कैसे मिले पुनी कहे सुख धामा
साकरी खोर जनी छेड़ा करो बामा गारी कैसे मिले पुनी कहे सुख धामा
मीठी मीठी गारी खाऊं मुख ब्रज बामा मन करे नहीं जाऊं गोलोक धामा
मीठी मीठी गारी खाऊं मुख ब्रज बामा मन करे नहीं जाऊं गोलोक धामा
मीठी मीठी गारी खाऊं मुख ब्रज बामा मन करे नहीं जाऊं गोलोक धामा
मीठी मीठी गारी खाऊं मुख ब्रज बामा मन करे नहीं जाऊं गोलोक धामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा
I would like to draw your attention to the refrain. Shyama Shyam Naam Roop Leela Gun Dhama Gao Ro Ke Roop Dhyan Yukta Ato Yama. Shri Maharaj ji says, always chant Radha and Krishna's names and sing songs of their beauty, their pastimes, their glory, their abode, while meditating, while doing Roop Dhyan on them and shedding tears of love. So these are some wonderful pastimes that help us to do Roop Dhyan, the gopis and Shri Krishna. A gopi says to Krishna, stop teasing the gopis in Sankari Khor. What is Sankari Khor? It's a very narrow lane in Barsana. And Shyam Sundar, Krishna, would corner the gopis there and he would ask them for, he would say, pay tax. You are going with milk and buttermilk and butter, so you have to pay your tax. I need to have this. And also I'm in charge of quality control. So I need to see what kind of milk you're selling and what kind of butter, what quality butter you have. So you have to give me this. And in this way, he would corner the gopis and he would loot them, essentially. The gopi would say, you're not the king and you're not employed by the king. What do you mean we have to pay you tax? And he would not listen to anything the gopis would have to say. So the gopi says, stop teasing the gopis in Sankari Khor. But he says, but I love hearing abusive words from the gopis. So if I don't tease them, I will not hear their sweet abuse. Meethi meethi gari khaun mukh braj bama. Shyam Sundar says, the sweet abusive words I hear from the gopis are so full of love that I do not wish to go to Golok. Now think about these words. I do not wish to go to Golok. Golok is the ultimate divine abode. That is Shri Krishna's abode. And beyond Golok, there is nothing. That is the highest, the sweetest happiness, divine bliss is in Golok. And Shri Krishna says, I find your sweet words of abuse so attractive. I love them so much that I do not wish to go to Golok. I'm good right over here on earth. And then Shri Krishna also says, Utna na priya mam sut mam bama jitni hai priya braj bama braj dhama.
Utna na priya mam sut mam bama jitni hai priya braj bama braj dhama.
Utna na priya mam sut mam bama jitni hai priya braj bama braj dhama.
Utna na priya mam sut mam bama jitni hai priya braj bama braj dhama.
मेरी गुरु मेरी शिष्य मेरी बंधु बामा मेरी आत्मा है ब्रज बामा ब्रज धामा.
मेरी गुरु मेरी शिष्य मेरी बंधु बामा मेरी आत्मा है ब्रज बामा ब्रज धामा.
मेरी आत्मा है ब्रज बामा ब्रज धामा.
मेरी आत्मा है ब्रज बामा ब्रज धामा.
Shri Krishna says, my son Brahma and my consort Lakshmi are not as dear to me as the gopis. In fact, Shri Krishna also says in the Bhagavad that even my soul is not as dear to me as the gopis, as my devotees are, as my devotees. So he loves the devotee more than anything else. Meri Guru, Meri Shishya, Meri Bandhu Bama. Once Arjun asked Shri Krishna, you always speak about the gopis. May I ask what these gopis are to you? What kind of relationship do you have with them? Who are they to you? And Shri Krishna said, Sahaya Guravashishya Bhujishya Bandhavah Striyah Satyam Vadami Te Parth Gopyah Kim Me Bhavantina. These are words from Adi Puran. Shri Krishna said, the gopis are my gurus. They teach me what love is all about. And they're also my disciples. They are my kith and kin. They are my family. They are my relatives. They are everything to me. Don't ask what they are to me. Ask me what they are not to me. Don't ask me what relationship I have with them. Ask me which relationship I do not have with them. Because they are my everything. For they regard me as their everything. The gopi loves Shri Krishna the most. 100% love is there in her heart for Krishna. And so Shri Krishna reciprocates and he loves the gopis 100%. Mind you, there are many levels of devotees. Gopis, I should say. The highest gopis were the Samartharati gopis. They're the ones who love Shri Krishna with no selfish motive whatsoever. Their love is completely selfless. Shri Maharaj used to delight us with his poetry, and one of those verses Shri Maharaj spoke was about the gopis. Zere diwar khade hain, zere diwar khade hain, tera kya lete hain? Zere diwar khade hain, tera kya lete hain? Dekh lete hain, tapish dil ki bujha lete hain. A gopi says, she is standing at a distance from Shyam Sundar. And she is looking at him from the shelter of a wall. There's a wall and she is kind of hiding behind the wall and sneaking peeks at him. And she says, I am looking at you from a distance, but that is enough for me because I'm able to extinguish to some extent the fire of separation that is burning in my heart by simply looking at you, oh my beloved. So she does not need Shyam Sundar to speak to her. She does not need him to look at her. She does not require him, does not want him, does not require him to interact with her. Nothing like that. No matter what he's doing, he's ignoring her, but that's okay. Because I love him, my love does not depend on whether or not he loves me. And Shri Maharaj used to say that you should love God, he said, you should love God like a child loves chocolate. The child loves chocolate. The child does not ask chocolate, do you love me? It doesn't matter. The child says, I love chocolate, without worrying about anything else. So the gopi does not, the most selfless gopi does not need anything more than that. She's happy just looking at him from a distance. There are no demands put on her beloved. So Shri Krishna says, the gopis are my gurus, they are my disciples, they are my helpers, they are my nearest kith and kin, they are everything to me. Next, Shyam Prati Aparadh. We're on page 23. Shyam Prati Aparadh Kshama kare Bama, Bama Prati Aparadh kiye nahi thama.
Shyam Prati Aparadh Kshama kare Bama, Bama Prati Aparadh kiye nahi thama.
गोपी जन प्रेम का ही नाम हुआ कामा, यही काम प्रेम चाह शिव ब्रज धामा.
गोपी जन प्रेम का ही नाम हुआ कामा, यही काम प्रेम चाह शिव ब्रज धामा.
काम आदि भेद दो हैं कहा ब्रज बामा, एक काम माइक एक दिव्य कामा.
काम आदि भेद दो है कह ब्रज बामा, एक काम माइक एक दिव्य कामा.
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा.
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा.
In this next verse, a very important principle is being mentioned by Shri Maharaj Ji, and that is that if you commit an offense against God, the Guru can forgive you. The Guru has the authority to forgive you. But if you commit an offense against the Guru, a true lover of God, then God is not willing to forgive. So here it is being said, if an offense is committed against Shyam Sundar, the gopis as the gurus can grant forgiveness to the offender, but an offense committed against the gopis becomes unpardonable even by Shyam Sundar. 500 years ago when Gauranga Mahaprabhu, a combination of Radha and Krishna, he descended to earth, one day he told his devotees, his very intimate devotees were with him, and he said, I am going to visit Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And the disciples thought, our Guru, who is God himself, he wants to go, he's so excited about meeting someone, that person must be very great. So they also wanted to go along, and he agreed. They all went there, and they all saw that Pundarik was a very wealthy man, and he looked the part. He looked like a very rich man. He was wearing so many ornaments. His body was covered with ornaments and silk and satin, and they all started thinking, this is the man that Mahaprabhuji wanted to visit. But there was one amongst them, Gadadhar Bhatt, who became extremely confused. And he thought, this is all wrong. Why is Mahaprabhuji so anxious to see him? This man is a worldly fellow. And as soon as Mahaprabhuji saw Pundarik, he rushed towards him with tears in his eyes, and he embraced him very warmly, and both of them cried. And Gadadhar Bhatt now was so confused, and he did not understand anything. He thought this is all wrong. He had doubts about Mahaprabhuji too. So in due course of time, everybody returned to the ashram, and Mahaprabhuji summoned Gadadhar and said, I want you to leave my sight. From now on, I do not wish to see your face. Because you have committed a great offense, I do not wish to see your face ever again. And Gadadhar started to cry. He started to wail loudly. How can I live without you? How can I leave you? Mahaprabhuji said, leave me. You have already left me. You had doubts about me, and you had doubts about Pundarik. That is a bigger doubt, the doubt that you had about Pundarik. And I will not tolerate that. I cannot forgive this offense. You are no longer mine. I renounce you. Pundarik begged for forgiveness. And ultimately Mahaprabhuji said, you go to Pundarik. If he forgives you, then I shall forgive you. And so Gadadhar Bhatt rushed back to Pundarik, asked for forgiveness, and then Mahaprabhuji accepted him. Because it is a law of God. Sunu Suresh Raghunath Subhau Nij aparadh risahi na kahu Jo aparadh bhagat kar karahi Ram rosh pavak so jarahi. So God willingly forgives the offense that is committed against him, and the saint, the true lover of God, has the authority to forgive that offense, but God will not forgive an offense that is committed against his true devotee. Gopi Jan Prem ka hi naam hua kama. The love of the gopis, the love that they have for Shri Krishna, it became known as Kam. Kam means desire. And it was desired by, that love is desired by even Bhagwan Shankar. Bhagwan Shankar came to the Maharaj, and he was denied entrance by the gopis who were guards there. And he said, no, I wish to be part of this, Maharaj. They said, no males allowed. But I truly wish to be part of this. They referred him to Radharani. She is the Swamini of Maharaj, of Ras. So if she allows you, then you may come in. And so Bhagwan Shankar went to Radharani, begged her, and Radharani smiled and said, you can be part of this, but you have to take the form of a female. And so Bhagwan Shiv assumed the form of a female and then came to be known as Shivani, to be in the Maharaj. So that love of the gopis is desired by even Bhagwan Shankar, the destroyer, who can destroy infinite universes by just opening his third eye. He does the Tandav Nritya, the dance of destruction. Countless universes are destroyed. And he is attracted by the love that the gopis have for Shri Krishna. So the gopis' love is known as Kam, or desire, but there are two kinds of Kam. Sri Maharaj is explaining here. One is material desire for something material, worldly, and the other is divine desire. So the gopis have a divine desire for Shri Krishna. Their love came to be known as Kam. Gopi jan man base sham athuyama yate karo bhayo jaritap brajbama.
Gopi jan man base sham athuyama yate karo bhayo jaritap brajbama.
Gopi jan घनश्याम सुख धाम पलक बनायो काहे कोसे विधि बामा.
गोपी जन लखी घनश्याम सुख धामा पलक बनायो काहे कोसे विधि बामा.
चुभेना उरोज चुभेना उरोज पग श्याम रस धामा धीरे ते लगावे उर्धन्य ब्रज बामा.
शुभे न उरोज पग
सोई जासो सुख पावे श्याम श्यामा।
पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे ब्रज बामा, सेवा सोई जासो सुख पावे श्याम श्यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाउरो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गौरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
We have heard many times from Shri Maharaj Ji that there are two things. One is union, the other is separation. So when we do Roop Dhyan, sometimes we should think of Shyam Sundar to be with us, and sometimes we should think that he is playing hide and seek with me. He's not giving me darshan. I'm not able to see him. I'm not able to touch him. I'm not able to interact with him. And so there is union, then there is separation. There's milan and viraha. And viraha, or separation, has been hailed as being much greater than union. Because when the devotee sheds tears of separation from Shri Krishna, her heart becomes very, very soft, very pure, and she's able to see Shyam Sundar everywhere. So the gopis, Shri Maharaj Ji says over here, Shyam Sundar always dwells in the gopis' heart. And because of the fire of separation burning in the gopis' heart, Shyam Sundar has become dark. How sweet that is. He lives in their heart, and their heart has fire of separation burning within it, and so Shyam Sundar has become dark. Beholding the beauty of Shyam Sundar, the gopis do not wish their eyelids to close, as this prevents them from having continuous darshan of Krishna, their beloved. So the gopis curse Brahma for creating eyelids. Atati adbhava nahni kananam trutiriyugayate tvam pashyatam kutil kuntalam shri mukhanchate jad udikshatam pakshma kridrisham. Bhagavad Puran. The gopis would wait all day long to have the darshan of Shri Krishna, and when he would return home, following all the cows that he had been taking care of all day long, along with his friends, the cowherds. So when he would come home in the evening, the cows, the dust raised by the cows' hooves would make his body completely white, and he would be coming like this, and he would be playing the flute. The gopis would come out of their homes to have darshan. And then they would speak to Brahma in their minds, and they would find fault with Brahma. They would say, "You foolish Brahma, you gave us only 2 eyes. You knew that we were destined to have Shyam Sundar's darshan, so you should have given us eyes all over our body, so we could have plenty of darshan of his. But you gave us only 2 eyes. Oh Brahma, you are hailed as being so intelligent, but you are truly foolish. And on top of that, you gave us only 2 eyes. On top of that, you made eyelids." And without our realizing it, we are continuously opening and closing our eyelids. Our eyelids are opening and closing. We don't even notice that. But the gopis think about it so deeply. Their love is so great for Shyam Sundar that they think if we did not have these eyelids, we would be able to see him without any interruption. So the gopis find fault with Brahma. Such is the height of their love. So great is their love for Shyam Sundar. And the shlok that I just recited is from Gopi Geet. In the Bhagavad, there are five chapters, 5 cantos. Canto 10, 5 chapters, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33, in which the Maharaj is being depicted. Very, very little bit. And the gopis, when Shyam Sundar renounces them and he leaves them, he disappears from their midst during the Maharaj because they became very proud. Then they call out to him, they sing to him, they cry for him. And one of the verses is the one that I just spoke. And there's another one, and that is, Yatte sujata charanam buruhanstaneshu bhitah shanaihi priyadadhi mahi karkasheshu tenatavi matasitad vyathatena kinsvit kurpadidbhir bhramati dhir bhavadayusham nah. Canto 10 of the Bhagavad. The Gopi says, "O my beloved, whenever I had the opportunity to take the soles of your lotus feet and press them to my heart, I always did so very gently because my heart is so tough and the soles of your lotus feet they're infinitely soft." This verse shows us the depth of the Gopis' love for Shri Krishna, their unselfish love for Shri Krishna. Because when we are faced with happiness for ourselves, then we forget the other person's happiness altogether. I had given an example of the mother, I think just yesterday or day before. A mother embraces her child so tightly because she gets a lot of happiness from doing so. She does not remember that her child is very small, the child's body is very delicate, the child feels pain when she does so. But she doesn't remember that because she's lost in her happiness. The Gopis are experiencing unlimited happiness by taking Shyam Sundar's lotus feet and pressing them to her heart, but yet she does not forget his happiness. Her philosophy is tat sukha sukhitvam. I am happy in the happiness of my beloved. So here Sri Maharaj says, "Blessed are the Gopis who press Shyam Sundar's lotus feet to their hearts very gently for fear of hurting them." Then, "Piya ruchi maharuchi rakhe brajabama, seva soi jaso, sukh pave Shyam Shyama." The Gopis consider Shyam Sundar's happiness to be their happiness because serving Radha and Krishna means making them happy. If you are a disciple of a guru, then the duty of a disciple is to make the guru happy, to please the guru, to please that pure devotee of God who's taking you to God. If you're a devotee, then it is your duty, first and foremost duty, to please your beloved, Shyam Sundar, your beloved Lord. So this is seen in the Gopis. And that is why the Gopis are adored by everyone. Even Brahma desires of their foot dust, and Uddhav had considered them to be his guru. He was the greatest scholar of his time. And yet when he saw the love that the Gopis have, then his knowledge just melted. And he said, "My knowledge is worth nothing because I have never shed tears for Shyam Sundar. And here you are, shedding rivers of tears for Shyam Sundar. I have never loved him. I was so proud of my knowledge. I have knowledge, but no love." And so Uddhav, the greatest scholar of his time, became a disciple of the Gopis. And the Gopis are outwardly illiterate womenfolk from a village. Shyam pyar kare. Now we're on page 24. Top of the page. Shyam pyar kare chahe तड़पावे बामा, चाहे मारे घटे नहीं प्रेम निष्कामा।
श्याम प्यार करे चाहे तड़पावे बामा, चाहे मारे घटे नहीं प्रेम निष्कामा।
क्रोध भी कृपा है श्याम की कहबामा, असुरों को मारी दिया जिन दिव्य धाम। प्यार आठुयामा।
कुलिश कठोरिया कृपालु सुख धामा, जो भी हो बढ़ेगा मेरा प्यार आठुयामा।
गीता ज्ञान दाता हो या श्याम सुख धामा, ग्वारिया गंवार यार रहे कहबामा।
गीता ज्ञान दाता हो या श्याम सुख धामा, ग्वारिया गवार यार रहे कहबामा।
कोटि काम कमनीय हो रूप धामा, या हो कुरूप पाछा छोड़े नहीं बामा।
कोटि काम कमनीय हो रूप धामा, या हो कुरूप पाछा छोड़े नहीं बामा।
अवगुण खाने हो या गुण गण धामा, वे ही मेरे थे हैं रहेंगे आठुयामा।
अवगुण खानी हो या गुण गण धामा, वे ही मेरे थे हैं रहेंगे आठुयामा।
मैं ही श्याम बामा या हूँ कोटि श्याम बामा, श्याम का ही सुख चाहे हम आठुयामा।
मैं ही श्याम बामाया हो कोटि श्याम बामा, श्याम का ही सुख चाहे हम आठुयामा।
चाहे हो निठुर अति चाहे सुख धामा, लंपट मेरे प्रेम घटे नाही बामा।
चाहे हो निठुर अति चाहे सुख धामा, लंपट मेरे प्रेम घटे नाही बामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गाओ रो के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
The gopis love Shyam Sundar in every circumstance. So all these verses are saying whether Shyam Sundar loves them, torments them with separation, or kills them, there is no abatement in the selfless love of the gopis. A gopi says, Asundara sundara shekharo va, gunair vihinam guninam varo va, dveshi mayisyat karunam budhirva, krishna sa evadya gatir mamayam. She says some people say that Shyam Sundar is very attractive, the most attractive. And some people say that he is not at all attractive. But it doesn't matter to me whether he's attractive or not. Some people say that he has no good quality to speak of, while others say that he has every good quality, he has unlimited virtues. But it doesn't matter. Either way, I love him all the same. And she goes on to say, even if my beloved Shyam Sundar comes here and puts an end to my life, if he kills me, even then he will remain my one and only. So her love is not dependent on whether or not he loves her back. Even Shyam Sundar's anger is an indication of his grace. The demons killed by him were given residence in his divine abode. Whenever God kills a demon, Bhagwan Shri Krishna killed many of them, many asurs. And after killing them, he sends them to his divine kingdom. Bhagwan, it may be Bhagwan Ram or Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Ravan was killed by Bhagwan Ram and he went to Saket Lok, Lord Ram's abode. When Shri Krishna was trying to chase the serpent Kaliya from the Yamuna river because he was poisoning the waters, and many people were dying, the cows were dying, and Shri Krishna wanted to subdue Kaliya. Then he danced on the hoods of the serpent, and then the wives of serpent Kaliya begged for forgiveness, and they prayed to Shri Krishna. They said, Krodhopi te nugraha eva sammataha. My Lord, even your anger is a sign of your grace. You are showing your anger, and you are fighting with our husband Kaliya, but we know that you're not being merciless. You are being extremely merciful, because there's nothing else that you can do. Shri Maharaj used to say, Bechare Bhagwan, poor God. He can only do one thing, and that is to grace. Whereas we humans, we can be good to another person, we can be cruel, we can be kind, we can be cruel, we can be neutral, but God has no choice. He can only bestow grace. His ways of giving grace are very unique, and we are not able to understand them. But the serpent Kaliya's wives are saying, Krodhopite nugraha eva sammataha. Even when you get angry, extremely angry, to the point of killing someone, even then you're being merciful, and nothing less than that. The Gopi says, whether beloved Shyamsundar is harsh with me or merciful towards me, my love for him will increase each and every moment. The Gopis say lovingly, whether he gives knowledge of the Gita or remains a simple cowherd, he will remain my only beloved, my one and only. This reminds me of a story Sri Maharaj told us about a philosopher. It's a true story. There was a philosopher in England, and he read the Gita, but he didn't know about Shri Krishna. He heard that the one who wrote the Gita was a cowherd. So he was so impressed. And he said, the people of India are so intelligent that even an illiterate cowherd can write such a wonderful book. I cannot imagine what the educated ones are capable of. Not knowing Sri Krishna to be the Supreme Lord, he just heard he's a cowherd. Oh, okay, wow. A cowherd wrote this magnificent book that has been translated into so many languages of the world. So whether he is giving the knowledge of the Gita or simply remaining a simple cowherd, the Gopi says, he is my one and only. Whether beloved Shyamsundar's beauty puts even Kamdev, the god of beauty, to shame, or he's unsightly, the Gopis will adore him in both cases. The Gopi says, whether he's a treasure house of vices or abode of all virtues, Shyamsundar alone was, is, and will remain my one and only. And the Gopi says, whether I am the only one he loves or one of his many, I shall remain happy in his happiness. You see, Shyamsundar is the one and only beloved, and everyone else loves him. So a Gopi cannot think that she's the only one whom he loves, because he is the supreme soul. He has unlimited individual souls who are his. They love him, so he loves them back. The Gopi says, whether I'm the one and only that he loves or one of many, it doesn't matter. I love him all the same. He will always remain my one and only. So we see the selfless love of the Gopi. That is true love. Love that is praised by all the saints. The love that brings God to his knees, and God becomes like a purchased slave of the devotee who loves him with no selfish desire. We will conclude the verses by singing the last three ones. Golok taji aaye, braj braj bama, braj ras barsaya, braj dhama.
Golok taji aaye, braj braj bama, braj ras barsaya, braj dhama.
Shyama Shyam aaye taji golok dhama, yah hai chamatkar prem braj bama.
Shyama Shyam aaye taji
golok लखी प्रेम बामा, प्रेम के अधीन श्याम भानु लली श्यामा।
श्यामा श्याम आए ब्रज लखी प्रेम बामा, प्रेम के अधीन श्याम भानु लली श्यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गावरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुण धामा, गौरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
गावरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
गौरों के रूप ध्यान युक्त आठों यामा।
The gopis who are non-different from Radha and Krishna, they are like the shadows of Radharani, shadows of Shri Krishna. They descended to earth and together, along with Radha and Krishna, they showered the sweet nectar of Ras, of Braj, on deserving souls. The miracle of the gopis is that they brought Shyama and Shyam, Radha and Krishna, out of Golok to the material world. Seeing the love of the gopis, Radha and Krishna descended to the land of Braj as they are under the control of love. So Radha and Krishna came to grace the world little over 5,000 years ago, and they brought their devotees. Many of the gopis had come straight from Golok. In fact, you know about the Ashta Mahasakhis, the 8 Mahasakhis, Lalita, Vishakha, and the rest. They are like the shadows of Radharani. They're like reflections of Radharani. They have always resided in Golok. So they came down. And then the lesser gopis also came down. They had been in divine Golok also. They also came down. And together with Radha and Krishna, they performed very sweet leelas, very sweet pastimes. Pastimes that we are hearing about now. We read them, we sing them, they make us cry, they make us laugh, they make us fall in love with Shri Krishna, and they inspire us to love God unselfishly. As children, we were taught to love God for a certain motive, with a certain motive in mind. You don't go to the temple and not take your desires. What are you doing? Go to God with desires, a whole big list of desires. And so when we said to God, when we reached the temple, the place of worship, we said, my Lord, I want good marks. I want to win this game. I want this, I want that. We didn't know any better. That's just business. That's selfishness. And so when a guru came along, then we started learning that love for God should be unselfish. We should not be asking God for anything. We should not be asking God for anything. We should try to give Him. We should serve Him with everything we have. We must not want to take anything from Him. We have been beggars for countless lives, and we are still beggars. So we should stop asking. We should start just serving. And we should think of His happiness alone, not our happiness. Just like the gopis. So these gopis that we have sung about tonight, they are role models for us on the path of devotion. And we are eternally grateful to Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, who is Rasik Mahasant, who has taught the whole world about the true nature of love. The true nature of love is that it is completely selfless. बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्यामा श्याम गीत की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।